Good morning, living environment. Um, Starting today and going past into the spring break, this is going to be your assignment that is going to culminate into a assessment grade. Um, I'm going to submit this video explaining what you have to do, as well as the actual picture and project that you have to do. I don't want to give you guys, and me and Mr. Blasey don't want to give you guys work that's going to be inundating you throughout the whole entire break, especially that every class is probably going to give you work. But we're just going to give you something that you can work on a little bit every day, and that culminates into an actual really cool project at the end. So we're going into ecology. We're going to go into population ecology. So basically, what we want you to do is create a project. It could be your choice: poster, presentation, video, song, whatever way you want to submit to us. It's going to be submitted obviously over Google Classroom about one of these native Florida species. So you could do the American alligator, gopher tortoise, leatherback turtle, rosette spoonbill, anhiga, white ibis or ibis, North Atlantic right whale, gopher frog, small-toothed sawfish, Miami blue butterfly, skull swallowtail butterfly, Florida bonneted bat, lower key rabbits, or burrowing owl. Any of these animals you can pick as the species you want to study for this project. On the paper, we include everything that you need. You need to describe the habitat, describe the species that live within that habitat, explain the adaptations, explain the population size, density, and distribution pattern, distribution meaning how it's spread out, whether it's all clumped together or whether it's spread out along the whole entire ecosystem. Population growth rate, if you don't know what this is, just look it up. It's very simple. It's whether or not the population, when they mate, grows exponentially, meaning it just rises very, very high, or it's going at a logistical growth rate, which means it goes up and then it tapers off once it hits a certain level. Describe limiting factors that affect your species, limiting factors being things that cause pressures onto the species that don't allow it to reproduce and have a lot of kids, stuff that basically keeps it in check. Reproductive strategies identify if the species is K or R selected species. Again, you could look that up. K is just meaning, K or R species means whether or not it takes care a lot of its young, or it has multiple offspring, and those young just die, like ants versus elephants or ants versus us kind of thing. Identify any invasive species. Invasive species is a species that comes into an environment that doesn't actually belong there, and it takes over. And then just list all of your references. Now, if you're thinking that you're going to put one-word answers or one-word sentences on everything, I assure you that is not going to work out very well. So here's the rubric. If you notice, description of habitat and ecosystem or map included. So if you just put one thing, that gives you a 1.5 out of 4. If you detail it, exceptionally detail, include it with a map, the ecosystem and the habitat, that gets you a 4. So this isn't a project where you're just going to put one-word answers or one-word sentences with no description. You have to include everything. You have to include all of the information. Okay? So you'll have this as well as the video to explain. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, you can just message myself and Mr. Blasey about this. It's very straightforward. Just read it and do your best. You have starting from today all the way until next Sunday to get this completed. So good luck. Have a great break. And I'll be available during the break too if you need any questions, comments, or concerns, as will Mr. Blasey.